Hi, it's Monday, November 16th. I'm Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times. It's raining in Arkansas, going to rain a lot more tomorrow. Here's the news today. Governor Asa Hutchinson asked a question this morning, answered with a very terse statement. Syrian refugees are not welcome in Arkansas. He later elaborated by saying that he opposed facilities or installations that served as refugee centers, but he has not yet clarified if that means somebody who could find a home here as a Syrian refugee would be welcome. I think the answer is no. This is part of what seems to be a general strategy by the Republican Party. The number of Republican governors who said the same thing is growing as the day goes on. What to be done with them, that's a problem for somebody else, Governor Hutchinson said. Somebody in Asia, somebody in Europe, not somebody in the United States. And here I thought we were supposed to be exceptional in these United States. Local news, Mayor Mark Stodola said today that a plan is going to be presented to the Little Rock Advertising and Promotion Commission tomorrow, asking it to approve a 2-cent increase in the hotel tax, that is only the hotel tax, to pay for a $35 million bond issue to expand and renovate the Arkansas Arts Center. This would guarantee once and for all that the Arts Center would remain in Little Rock and in a much better home. The Arts Center is behind this plan. He says polling shows that voters would be for a tax that would be just paid by visitors. It would be at a special election, likely in February. That will cause some unhappiness among those who like to see taxes voted on at regular elections. But it is a move forward on the Arts Center, which recently got an increase in its maintenance support from the city of Little Rock. All of this was a response to a short-lived plan to perhaps move the Arts Center to North Little Rock. Tim Howard, a former death row inmate who served 19 years in prison in the slaying of 2 people in Little River County, got a retrial, was resentenced to a term of years of 38 years. The jury thought meant would make him eligible for parole. Immediately was denied parole today by the state parole board. They said the crime was too serious, and the deaths of those people involved was also a factor in their deliberation. I suspect there'll be further legal efforts to release him from prison. As it stands, he could serve 20 more years, even though he has an unblemished prison record. The League of Women Voters of Pulaski County announced in a letter to the city board released to me today that they have problems with the Arkansas Highway Department's plan for $600 million 10-lane widening of Interstate through Little Rock. They think there is a need for a new bridge over the river, that some interchange work is needed, but the size of the project is too big and they need to take into account more the effects on neighborhoods in the city. I agree with that. The Highway Department's going to answer questions about the project tonight at the Clinton Presidential Library at 6 p.m. The city board may vote on a resolution tomorrow night that urges more study before the Highway Department moves ahead with the plan in its current form. Some news from last week that I don't think we got in last week's final segment. EastStem, the growing charter school, has pulled back at least for a year its plan to build a new elementary school on the east side of Little Rock. It had aims for 5,000 students within 10 years. This holds tremendous potential impact on the Little Rock School District, which is struggling to deal with schools with low-performing students. I think the state has received some pressure for EastStem not to move so quickly and to take better students away from the school district where they can serve a great benefit to the other students there who aren't as well situated as some EastStem students are. Also, I learned interesting enrollment numbers last week on the University of Arkansas. There were 200 fewer Arkansans enrolling in freshman classes at the University of Arkansas this year than enrolled in that same school 10 years ago. Yet enrollment has increased by something like 6,000 overall in the undergraduate department. Why? The university is having great success recruiting people from Texas. Do they stay in Arkansas after they graduate, or do they go home? That's another interesting question. The other thing that we didn't mention last week, it happened shortly after we got through, and it seems like the whole world has changed then, was of course the attacks in Paris that left at least 129 dead, dozens more seriously injured. Terrorists with bombs and machine guns visited violence at as many as 6 sites across Paris. It has the whole world reacting in fear and in terror, and I think there's good advice to not let fear be our guide in how we respond to things. Military action has begun in Syria. The U.S. is participating. There are threats of counter actions as a result of this. Don't know what the lessons are. We seem to have learned a political lesson in 1980 when Arkansas became a home to Cuban refugees. It was damaging to Bill Clinton's political career at that time, and I think that's one of the reasons Republican governors across the country are saying, no Syrians in my backyard, please. I do think we need to remember a lot more than just visceral reactions sometimes in this thing. International politics is a tough and difficult situation, and I, for one, am ready to say I just don't know what the answers are. But I am Max Brantley, and I'll be back tomorrow.
You feel it in your heart. The spirit of Little Rock. We've had that spirit since 1927, helping build our city by producing decades of leaders in the heart of our state. We are the heart of business and innovation, the heart of politics and government, the heart of arts and culture, and in our city beats the heart of a Trojan. UALR, we are Little Rock's team and Little Rock's University.